Hello. So the last couple of days I've been doing lots of testing with Guus, and initially I compared him to other healers like Celeste, Martha, and Thea, because those are the most popular healers and it makes a lot of sense to compare them to them. But it might make a lot more sense to actually compare him to Marcus. And the reason why is that, like Marcus, he fights up closer to the front. Like I said, he's technically a midline hero, but there's only a few heroes who can actually sit in front of Guus, right? Guus will sit in front of he will actually sit behind Marcus, but he does sit in front of like a lot of heroes that I thought was surprised about. Like Isaac, he sits in front of, like obviously he would sit in front of Jew. He sits in front of Dante. So he is fairly far up in the lineup. Like he's not, like I said, he does sit behind Arachne and Maya, so he's not super far, but he's comparable to Marcus. He just sits like pretty much right behind Marcus in the lineup, or a few spaces behind. So I feel like comparing him to Marcus is fair, but also he's a strength hero, which means he's actually super tanky. Like he's pretty tanky. Mine's only level 101, so he's not buffed up or anything yet, which we might have to do at some point, but even just right here, even here, he already has 279k HP, and this is only level 101. And I haven't done, like, set his glyphs or anything. I haven't even developed him yet outside what they gave me in the review sample. But maxed out, he probably has over 800,000 life. Compared to, like, a Marcus, who is still an intelligence hero. Where is my Marcus? Right here. Right, Marcus. This one's level 130, but it's a bit lower rank, but he is a frontline. He's actually marked as frontline, whereas Guus is marked as midline, but they're pretty close to line. They're only a few spaces apart, been messing with different lineups. So it's almost better to almost think Guus is like a, front mid or close to the front. And you can use him like a tank. Like I said, one of the things people used to do with Marcus is he has his Holy Shield. Right, blocks damage for 5 seconds, heals the ally, so he can be kind of tanky. I've seen people try to use him as tank before. Don't really see that strategy that much because of Marcus being an intelligence hero. He is still somewhat squishy. He's a bit tankier than a lot of other healers, but, I never really saw this work out too well, and I've been doing a lot of tests here, right, just kind of compare. So this one, I believe, was a Marcus line here. So this was against an undead team I've seen in the arena a few times. So that's the kind of like the go-to quote undead teams you see. Like you'll see, but this was with Marcus up front. Right, like in Marcus will put his shield up and whatever, and he will said so his ult's gonna go up, so he's gonna have a shield. But he didn't go up fast enough. But his passive does let him come in ghost form where he can heal, but he's a ghost, so he can't tank or anything when he's in the ghost form. He died pretty quickly, right? So, died pretty quickly. He did do some healing. His damage taken. He took 728k damage. I don't know how much healing he did to himself, but he probably has, so at max only has 728k HP. So, it's not the most, but it's more than a lot of, it's definitely more than so he definitely has more health than Celeste has. But it didn't work too well, right? Like, that's kind of like what a lot of people trying to do Marcus as a tank. Like I said, the reason you'd want to use a healer as a tank is you can kind of, then free up another, spot for, another healer, or sorry, another DPS or another, support or something. This is, you kind of can cheat your line, right? So if you have a character who goes play the role of both tank and healer, you don't need, an actual tank. So now you got an extra spot opened up in your lineup. But this one, here you go. This is with Guus. Same line otherwise, everything else is the same patrons and same pet. Everything's the same, but this is Guus instead of Marcus. Right, so pretty much starts out pretty much the same here. And there's no dodging or anything. There are crits, there are some critting, but there's no dodging, so there's not as many variables. But note, Guus is not died yet, like Marcus did. Guus didn't die because Guus has a lot more life, and we are doing way better. Look at this. We are absolutely demolishing this team. This is the difference between Guus and Marcus. So Guus, he can actually kind of play that healer tank that Marcus, a lot of people wanted to play with but couldn't. Whereas, like I said, now Guus said, his ult can actually do damage. This is pretty much the only thing that could do damage, his ult, but he really has to get some good crits, needs some penetration. But just as a healer and a tank like this, he took 1.3 million damage. His healing's really good, so he can play that healer tank role, in a way Marcus couldn't. And I've been doing, like I said, I've been doing lots of tests. Like I said, I might, was this one of the ones we were doing? This one I was fighting against Guus. I think this is one we had where I fought with Guus here. Okay, let's try this one. Was this one that was a win? This might have been one of my losses, though. We'll see here. Yeah, no, this one's not working out. And that wasn't the one I said. There's a couple different lines we had going here. Alright, it does. To say pretty much the same line, we just use the other one. So this line actually, with Augustus, Orion, and Amira, is actually pretty good with Goose's tank. Right here, yeah, this is the one right here. So yep, same line, we just use that other line. Again, this time it's like a Kark line. Still has Lyria, but it's not really like a full-on dead team like that other one is. But this line works really good against a lot of these physical attacking lines. Really good against them. Boom, and there's a win. So, yeah. Got a lot of healing in. He took quite a bit of damage. Didn't do too much damage, but like that's an option. Do we still have an Ishmael team up somewhere? Don't think we have an Ishmael team up anymore. There was an Ishmael team up earlier I was messing with. Okay, we're just gonna put up like an Ishmael Rufus team. Gosh dang it, can't ever find heroes. Where's my freaking sorting button? Okay, let's just try this Neb-ish line. That's fine. Let's just do this. Alright, so you see a line like this, right? It's like I've actually been trying him against some of these ish lines, and they actually work. You can still do Orion, Amira, Gus. Gosh, Gus and Goose. Okay. So yeah, I've been tempted to start calling this guy Goosifer just to, you know, so it's like Goosifer and Augustus rather than just Goose and Gus and stuff. Like it just gets too confusing that way. We'll call him Goosifer. Just be different. But yeah, so this is an Ishmael line. We're using Morgan since they have Rufus. We need to do that. Like he's actually tanking against Ishmael really well, which I was not expecting. Like his armor's pretty good, his health's pretty good, his healing's pretty good. Okay, we got stunned by Fafnir. Okay, but there you go. Amira's getting some damage in. Got Nebula off the board. Alright, Fafnir's down. Now Sebastian's down. And like, yeah, he's doing it, guys. Like, he can be like the new healer tank. Like, he is absolutely gonna make, he's absolutely gonna find place. Look at that. We just beat an Ishmael team. Just like that. Probably better than my old Critter Masher line. Like, that was, it's a bit slow, but it got the job done. That tank, like I said, he tanks like a champ. Like, he tanks like a champ. Like, he is actually really good as a tank. This is that I'm gonna be doing more videos about him, but yeah, this was one of those things I like starting to realize, like, he's super good as a tank. But yeah, no, if you missed my first impressions video I did of him yesterday, you can find that video down below. As always, thank you for watching.